Hello everyone, a warm namaste from me. My name is Ashish Sadekar and I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic which is the common ground between PMI-ACP and the DASSM. I think these are the two agile or the popular agile certifications from PMI. And I'm going to talk about this, okay, and give my honest takes on how it is going to span out in the coming days. So it's really interesting to note on how this is going to happen. Right. This is a little about me. Okay. I think some of you already know. I see some new faces as well. So great to have you all in this discussion. I try to be as original as possible on the agile topics. We were the first ones to get you the differences between the various agile certifications. And by the way, there are more than 100 practices of agile. So which one is good? So which certification good is a big question mark as the world is going towards the agile. So this is something about me a little bit. And welcome all. I think most of the people joined between 8 to 8:05 or our 8 p.m. IST is our time to start the webinar. So good to have you all. Okay, a warm welcome once again. And you get one PDU for attending the complete webinar. I give you at the end of the webinar as well. So great. Okay, without no spending further time, right? I'm going to open a poll first before I actually, okay. You need to answer one of the four choices that I have. Is the world going agile as it is made to be? I want your honest take as you see it in your workplace. Come on, everyone. Okay, okay, okay. Not everyone has answered, but 70% answer. Okay. So 70% saying yes, all projects are done in the agile way, but there are some 15 and 15% who are saying not sure, but nothing is happening and nothing is actually changing, and agile is just a buzzword. So you have some 30% who are not in favor as such, but yes, lovely. Right. So let me close this and I will come back to this. Right. So I'm going to start from where I left last time. Okay. Uh, this is for sure. I'm sure PMI also recognize the fact that PMI needs to have their own certification in the agility space because, like the 70% majority has said, the market is or the organizations are leaning towards agile or agility, and PMP, which is the what you say the flagship certification from PMI, provides that proficiency. I would say that okay, it doesn't have that credentials as a specialized agile certification, which is PMI would like to tap in the growing agile market. So I think, okay, there should be a top certification from PMI on agility. It's a market, it's a big gap from a PMI point of view. There is a big gap today in the agile world on what is the right way of doing things. Is Scrum, the agile, popular agile practice, is good enough, okay, for everyone to do it? Or there should be more to that? Is safe is just good enough? So we need to answer these questions, or you need a variety of practices that are good enough, or you need a tailoring solution that is good enough in the agile space. So what is a tool? What is a technique? What is a framework, if any? What is a practice in agility? I think there is a big question mark. Coming to the traditional way of working, PMP fits the bill pretty well. But when you go into the agile space, I think there is a big gap, and nobody has yet found the right answer from the practice, tool, or the solution, if I may call, for the agility space. And that's the reason there are so many today agile practices. Lovely. So let me know before I start this. I have only three polls, by the way, but okay, this is another poll for you. And then I'm going to talk about ACP and the DSSM. Come on, guys. Okay, I am going to launch this. Okay, go ahead. Okay, please go ahead. I would love to have more people answer it. I asked this question in one of my last webinars. I got probably a different answer there, but yeah, please go ahead. Come on, everyone. Only 50%. Okay, super. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, the results are, which I thought the majority is saying PMP is an industry standard and not seen as a agile certification, whereas no, almost 45% are no, yeah, 35% are saying okay, it is kind, it has a focus on agility, has some portions covered on agility. Yeah, I would tend to agree with you guys, okay, more or less, because I interact with a lot of people, and know a lot of employers as well, and I get some different perspectives about the agility, what is happening in the workplace for here, okay, and no, I try to be as unbiased as possible, and the idea here is that PMP is looked at a gold standard by the employers, but I have not seen PMP is seen as an agile certification across the industry. So I think there is a big gap there. If PMI is positioning PMP as an agile certification, okay. Uh, like you said, there is a much higher demand for, this is a demand from global search volume. It's very transparent. If you have a tool to do marketing, you will get this, okay, numbers. Okay, it's basically Google centric, and the demand where people search, okay, on certain keywords, and if you see here, okay. Uh, the agile demand is much higher, or at least the people who search for agility is much higher uh, than the PMP certification. PMP also has a considerable demand as such, but if you see this, okay, no, it's like no, way below. Okay, so I think no, there is a good market there. And I think there is still a gap from PMI. PMI, because why PMI? We are their partners. Also, PMI has a lot of influence, not only over the employees, but a lot of employers as well. So I think this is something which is going to work in that favor. So let me have the last poll, and then I'm going to do, okay, no, our no, we'll go ahead with doing something. I'm just collecting some data for you right now. Okay, the last poll, I think everyone, just to also, it is a good clarion call for everyone to wake up as such. Yeah, please go ahead and put that. So, according to you, which is PMI's go to agile certification? What do you think? Okay, so any more people to answer? Okay, super. So I got a 60% disciplined agile and 40% I got PMI ACP. None of the people answered PMP or the other options. Okay, it looks like a little confusion, which is and which is fairly what is there in the market. There is a lot of confusion. What is PMI strategy for agility? And that comes to understanding what is ACP and what is disciplined agile. What are these products all about? Okay, how they are positioned, how they are designed in the first place, and what they are supposed to do. Okay, I think you need to have an awareness what these products are supposed to do if you do this certification, or if you get this knowledge about ACP and disciplined agile. So let us first do the ACP part. Okay, the ACP was formally launched in 2012. Okay, 2012, and it's almost 12 years now, and the numbers are around 58,000, which is a decent number, but that's the PMI muscle as well. Um, uh, so the the ACP was launched for people, okay, who were already practicing, say, Scrum or any other agile practice. Okay, the idea of ACP was to formally, okay, acknowledge that this person, because it was a certification product, and the idea of the ACP, the design of that ACP certification was to acknowledge that this person who gets certified in this ACP knowledge knows, okay, it's kind of a validation from PMI to the employer that he is has that agile expertise, and that was the purpose of ACP. Okay, it was a validation from PMI that this guy is an expert about agile, and not only Scrum but various other knowledge practices and the knowledge, and that's how the whole content of ACP. So it was reinforcing the concepts already known by that person. Okay, it was not for a person who didn't know agile. Okay, you have to have experience about agile practices to do ACP. It was a validation that you are already performing, and now you are giving you some additional knowledge, right? That was the positioning. So it was targeted when it was launched for people who are already doing, say, a CSM, which is the most popular certification. And then, okay, I will add some value telling you about a little wider scope of doing things. Of course, it has all the CSM things as well. Okay, so it tells you, okay, no, the know-how about this. It's a validation proof. It's the acknowledged by PMI, and that was the ACP. So many people who didn't know agile, okay, would actually the real didn't work in the agile projects, probably would not score as high. Okay, that doesn't mean no, would have a little more tougher time probably, in my mind, right? That was this ACP. So when I say this was the ACP, ACP had different practices. So it gave a wider scope. of what is happening in the agile world. What are these practices when it is used? Okay, and it was focused on more lightweight approaches rather than fuller approaches. Okay, so it gave you concepts about okay, what is continuous development, how you do planning, how you do release planning, etc. So I think that will give you a little more idea than what you were doing earlier. I think that was one of the purpose of Agile. So Agile gave you a little more kind of knowledge, a little more, okay, you know, hands-on things to do in your Agile project. The basic assumption was that you are already doing Agile. This is how I read ACP, is how I have gone through the ACP. Okay, so this is your about agile. So I think it is fantastic to know a great deal about what is happening in the agile world, because people who come through Scrum, they only know about Scrum, but there is so much in the agile world. There's so much. And I think agile is a concept, is not a practice or a framework. And many people actually equate Scrum to Agile, which is not true. Okay, so I think it gives you a little diaspora of what is happening in the Agile at that time. So it's very nice to know that. So it's a great knowledge, okay, that you can have in the Agile space. So that is what is ACP, right? So you actually have this kind of sections or chapters in the ACP curriculum. So you talk about the mindset and principle, which is there in the CSM. And then there is this interesting chapter called value driven delivery. And then we go into team performance planning and problem detection and continuous improvement, which are very interesting new chapters. Who already know Scrum, it is a little value adds in that sense, right? So I think it is a good knowledge about for doing that. But ACP is not a practice. ACP is not a framework. ACP is not a toolkit. ACP is pure knowledge. It's a validation, right? So this is what it is, right? You can ask me questions at any point of time in the question and answer. So I will be happy to answer that. Okay, if anyone has a question. Whereas disciplined agile is a solution. Okay, okay. Why I say a tailored solution? Because the idea of disciplined agile, it was designed to give you a solution. Okay, it was okay. You were supposed to do okay, help your project team and even your organization to find a solution to be better at the outcomes they want to generate, right? So it had a definite purpose when it was designed, and they themselves call it a toolkit. So basically, disciplined agile is an enabler, okay, to use good agile practices or choices so that you deliver agility in your project or for your organization. Okay, so DA is kind of a toolkit positioning at giving better effective outcomes, a better effective solution, and it uses okay almost every practice, or if it's not using every practice, they will actually keep on researching and evolving to get that practice done. So basically it leverages okay a lot of this practices all across the world to give you the best choices as per the situation you are in. Okay, so it definitely uses a Scrum. Okay, it's a great option. So it provides 7 life cycles, and Agile or Scrum, as they call it, Agile, but no Scrum. It is one of the starting points. Okay, uh, if we are new to agile, they recommend that as well. So it uses a lot of practices, like, I like this part where it is like a big toolbox, okay, and every practice is like a tool, okay, a specific tool as per the situation. It actually kind of dissects every practice and gives you that specific thing, the best of every practice as per your situation, which I really love. So it is also a great knowledge base, but they also tell you what to pick up and choose as per your situation or your context. Okay. So DA is positioned as a toolkit, right? I talk enough about disciplined agile, and there is a lot of literature actually about disciplined agile everywhere on our Prothoughts YouTube channel. I've been doing that since August 2020, so I think it's almost now 4 years that I've been a prime or key evangelist for disciplined agile, and had done so many workshops so far on disciplined agile, senior scrum master, DAC, and the DVAC. I think DSSM has been so popular. So not only in India, across the world. So I met some great guys across the world to do that. So I think no, there is enough literature we have generated, and we keep on doing webinars every month on different topics as well. So this is your disciplined agile knowledge basis position as a toolkit. Now, if I have to see and check the differences between ACP and disciplined agile, I try to give you a good idea about how these two different agile products from PMI differ from each other. Are there similarities? Yes, there are definitely similarities, but more than the similarities, I think they are very different. Their purposes are different, they are designed differently. The similarity is that they are positioned for the same audience, okay, or no, there is an overlap of the audience between the two, because it is positioned at people who are practicing agile. So that's what is the similarity part. And there are a lot of things which are being taken care in discipline is also taken care of ACP. So that is there, but I think they are as different as apples and oranges, right? Some of the differences I have already mentioned in the last 25 minutes, but I will reiterate some of them. Like, for example, validation. No, ACP is like the validation from PMI to your employer that Agile. Whereas disciplined agile is like an enabler of agility, a toolkit to implement agile. Okay. This are positioned, ACP is positioned for people who already know agile practices and you have been implementing the same. Okay. So that is okay. The positioning for the people, the audience, the target audience is people who already know, okay, agile practices. Whereas the disciplined agile, okay, is a product positioned from a beginner to make him a master in agility. So it has the entire full circle, like we call it shuhari. Okay, right from the person who wants to learn from the zero, nothing, to become a master, discipline as well has it all. One thing why this ACP is more focused on people knowing agile practices, because at that time they had a very powerful product called PMP, okay, which was for the beginners, of course, but agile was for, there is already a agile market which was going to. They wanted to position perhaps that maybe PMI can clarify a little better than me. So ACP is only positioned for the projects, okay, people who can do projects. Whereas I think disciplined agile is more focused on the enterprise, okay. It helps because what disciplined agile thinks is that no, the project teams, okay, if they deliver right outcome, it manifests at the enterprise level. So idea is to make the organization deliver better outcome. Basically, it is aligned to the organization. So it has all the things now, includes the enterprise layer as well in disciplined agile. So very interesting. Okay. It has the complete gamut of choices, not only for the development team, but also for the enterprise team like a security or a legal team as well, because they believe that every team or every person in the organization needs to have the agile mindset to deliver effective outcomes. Okay, the fourth is it talks about how it can be implemented, agile with different practices, methodology. It gives you a good idea about the popular practices, the lightweight agile options that you have currently in the market. Okay, uh, this disciplined agile, in fact, gives you around 1,890 options, so plethora of options to provide business agility. So this is focused on what is this practice all about. This focuses on the specific choices, the actions. Okay, I think much more value add here, and this actually gives you a good idea about the concept and practices. So it makes you enriching, okay, from a knowledge point of view. This is focused to make the teams make empower the teams to take decisions and deliver effective outcomes, right? So I think disciplined agile is more focused. Okay, ACP according to me is more enriching. Uh, ACP is neither, like I said, a framework, neither a practice nor a toolkit. Disciplined agile is a toolkit, right? So why ACP you should do? It gives you a confidence and it's a validation from a body called PMI that you can do agile projects in a better way. So it gives you confidence to whom? To your employee. Okay. So this is, like I said, disciplined agile is more focused on business outcomes, and unless you do projects properly, the business outcomes will not, everything is less linked. So you need to manifest the outcomes at the project level, the teams, whatever errors or how the teams do, the organization should do in a similar fashion, that manifest at the organization level as well. So I think disciplined agile is this. Okay, I have got, because we are a Rita Mulcahy partner. Okay, they are taken over by Peterson's. We sell merchandise of me, Rita Mulcahy. The best book, according to me, for ACP is this. Okay, you can't see it. Oops. Oh, I think you can't see it. This is the PMI ACP book of Mike Griffiths. Okay, a wonderful book. I think to study the 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 exam of PMI ACP, and this is your Choose Your Wow book. We are the only one in India who sell this Choose Your Wow book for disciplined agile. It was a tough thing to get it from the US and sell it in India. So we are only one who do that. But this is not from the exam point of view for disciplined agile. The wow or the way of working book, okay, is to implement discipline. While you're implementing using disciplines on day-to-day projects, you can use that. For the exam, wow book is not needed. You can electronically use the things on the DA browser on PMI as well. So you can have a look at dabrowser.pmi.org as well, right? Uh, so this is your WOW book, okay? Yeah, to pass the PMI exam, you can use our mock exams and PMI material. We have a proven record on disciplined agile. So, so just to cut short everything, just to give a snapshot, ACP was positioned, or after disciplined agile was taken over, and made the go-to certification by PMI in 2020. ACP was a part of the disciplined agile. Okay, it was positioned as similar for the intermediate or associate levels, on par with the disciplined agile senior scrum master. So in a way, disciplined agile covers or has one part out of all their certifications, the ACP certification, right? I hope I'm making a little sense on things. I will quickly give you the idea of the different certification. Now, PMI has 5 agile certifications. First is the DASM, and that actually focuses on entry level who doesn't have any experience, and that focuses on improving the team's way of working, how the team can be better at what they are doing. So the focus is on that. It has a great, incredible combination of agile and lean. I think brilliant content they have. And the second, which is the most popular, okay, from the disciplined agile, is the DSSM, the senior scrum master, who does more complex projects than the DSM. And it talks about, okay, the pragmatic way of planning, metrics, okay, how you can improve agility for the teams by taking some proper value delivery decisions. So it focuses on implementation of agile. Uh, so similar to ACP in that sense, in the sense that ACP gives the validation to implement agility. This is also focusing on to implement agility by giving you a little more idea about the tool, which is little missing in the DSM. And then there are master certification. This is my both DSC and DVSC are the best certifications that we have, because this tells you how to coach the team to make the team self-organizing, self-improving, and self-learning. Okay, it's a practical certification, hardly any theories. There are a lot of games during this DSC, and the DVSC is to actually about the transformation to agility. Okay, how I can achieve agility by reducing the waste or optimizing the flow and create a great team structure. Okay, it is the only certification with a top down approach, which means that you make the changes at the top level rather than at the team level generally. So this is another great certification. And then you have ACP, which I said is more of a validation and uses a lot of generic knowledge, okay, about in the agile space. Okay, it is positioned for people who already know agile, like a DSS. So these are your okay 5 certifications in the agile space. Right. I'm going to open. There was a question. I'm going to open, okay, the question and answer in probably 5 to 10 minutes. But I wanted to give you a snapshot about what are the different agile certification, what is ACP, what is DA, and what is the current state from a PMI perspective. Now, I have been talking about PMI. There is a PMI next strategy, but I don't think there is any communication on what is happening in the agile space. So I am like you looking forward more than you perhaps, because one thing for sure, PMI needs to have a agile strategy, and they need to take a bet on what is the next step going forward, and actually make that happen as well. Okay, it's a big market to lose for PMI. So this is what I think about how they should go about doing things. But okay, I think in my bet, okay, no, if I can be in my humility and whatever I know about the market, because I'm in that business as well. Okay, I think okay, uh, disciplined agile comes with a full product than a certification. Okay, and you need that full product end to end to make an impact for organizations. Okay, unless you tweak the ACP certification to make it a full product, if you are thinking about that. But I think okay, PMI is thinking about disciplined agile, okay, as their go-to certification, because that full product, according to the PMI's latest statement, maximize the project success, and then only can elevate your organization. I think disciplined agile has all the ingredients, lacks the awareness, lacks the marketing, and I think PMI, if they put whole focus, I think can deliver great success with disciplined agile. There has been a lot of testimonials about disciplined agile with a lot of large companies doing that. It was a reason PMI bought disciplined agile. But I think the way this has been done because of a lot of internal things in PMI, I think it's time to go full throttle on the agility space from PMI. I think it's a big market to lose. This is my take on the things, right? So this were your 5 certifications from, okay, the PMI. Like you said, these two are on the same level, and okay, this is something which I have done, okay, which I think know how each certification is kind of position. I really know think that, okay, from expertise and the organization complexity, I think these are the certification which provide the value. It's a great content in all the certifications, and from agility space, there is something you can take away from all the certification. And I have been doing almost all the certification. I have knowledge of all these things, and I think this definitely adds a lot of value to your organizations. Great. Uh, I'm going to open for questions and answer. Okay. And before that, we have ACP trainings as well as discipline agile trainings in July. Okay. So anyone interested, you can always put a note to us, and we'll be happy to get you registered. Right. Now we offer a better rates of the US. Okay, but this is your question and answers. Okay, so anyone has any questions, can you put that in the question and answer panel, and I will be happy to answer that. Also, yeah, if you want to join the LinkedIn group on disciplined agile, oops, okay, sorry. Oh, I typed the wrong thing. So if you want to join disciplined agile, I'm getting this back. Okay. Uh, I'm putting this in the chat. Okay. I'm happy to invite you all to join that discipline. There were a lot of updates about PMI strategy, agile certification, reports, everything. So I put the link in the chat session for everyone. You can just enroll yourself, and we will have you in the group, right? Okay, so this is about this. I'm also going to give you in a while the PDF code, and this will be also mailed to you on your registered email ID, which you have provided us for the Zoom. Okay, and then you can earn your one PDF, and I'm going to give you now as well. So, any questions from anyone? Please type in the question and answer panel. So it's almost 8:40. Okay, I'm 5 minutes a little early. Okay. Okay. Okay, there is one question about, okay, which I got. Okay. Uh, is there still a demand for disciplined agile and PMI ACP? Of course, there is a good demand, but I have seen the demand dipping in the last, sometime back, during December, because the strategy from PMI is not very clear, and that's the reason. Okay, the because people are holding on to it, but now people have started taking the certification. I see more, okay, disciplined agile, at least with us, than ACP, because we have been doing for last 4 years disciplined agile and ACP, but I see a much greater demand last 4 years as well on disciplined agile, and I think the content on disciplined agile is much better than ACP. Right. Okay. While you are thinking of questions, I will launch the poll, and you can always suggest your own topics. I will be very happy to get your feedback, and if you want to hear more better good topics, what are the different things, because we try to give you information on various things that can help you. It can be our takes on things. Some people find it very amazing, some people will find it no, not so good. But then we try to talk about a knowledge topic, about MBIs or different knowledge topics in disciplined agile or agility or general agile lean. So we try to build ourselves on various topics in that. Like we do PGMP webinars, then disciplined agile or ACP or agility webinar, then we do PMP webinar. We call some industry experts as well. So any one of you want to talk, we collaborate with PMI as well. We'll be happy to have you on this. Right. Okay. I think if everyone, there is only 55% who have answered. Please go ahead. Okay. I'm keeping it open. Of any questions as well, I will be happy to answer as well. Okay. Last 30 seconds. Okay. Who has not answered? There's only 60%. Please. It will help to get your feedback. Thank you. Thank you, sirs. Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, I am closing this the thing. Okay, and I am going to start with. Okay, so I'm going to give you the PDUs for this. Okay, so 1 sec. I'm going to give you the PDUs for this who have attended. 1 sec. Okay. So put it in the chat window, okay, the PDUs, and you will get an email as well of the PDUs. Okay, so thank you so much, and no, thank you so much for attending the webinar. Keep on giving your feedback, endorsing us, and thank you for your valuable time. A warm namaste from my side, and we'll see you soon with another interesting topic. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you.